we start it with a...
You want and Lacie.
Good morning.
It just doesn't feel right, even this podcast.
I know,
started
right?
That way. You're our first guest, Lacie.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't tell me that.
Well,
I'm
we have
honored.
to keep some secrets from you.
Did everyone else say no? I'm the first one that actually came in.
Okay, now the truth comes. No, you're the first one we've asked. Yeah.
I love this. I said yes, and I didn't even know what the podcast was about.
We just chit chat.
Yeah.
We're not experts in anything.
No.
Like, people do podcasts about stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. We just talk, and people are like, will you talk more? I'm like, I guess we could.
I guess we could
If
about
you really
Honestly,
want
that's
that.
how the whole thing started. They wish we talked more. So we said, okay, so this is called Off Air with Jeff and Rachael.
I love that.
The first thing I want to bring up that people probably don't know is this is literally my second time meeting you.
Yeah.
And the first time we were in studio and you were in between breaks, so I think we had like 30 seconds.
I know, I gave you a quick hug.
We were like, hey, nice to meet you. Hey,
Hi,
bye.
Rachael, hi.
So this is the first time I've actually sat down with Lacie.
And had time to talk.
I know.
I know.
This is kind of incredible. You've known Lacie for years, though.
Yeah, but you know what's really funny? Again, because of the way this whole thing works, we're just voices because it's radio.
Yeah.
Lacie and I have known each other, a long time. Like we were
13 years.
Yeah, when you were doing afternoons is when I first met her.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story short is I haven't seen you in all those years as much because of the way this whole radio thing works.
Yes, because now it's mostly just radio that I interact with you. And so I haven't seen you
I know.
in a minute.
I know.
Now that I think about
Right?
it. Yeah.
And think of all the things I know about Lacie already. Like you put your hair on the shower wall.
I do. Every time I do that in my showers, I think of you guys. Like,
Oh,
I
wow.
told them I did this and I'm doing it. Throw my
Also
name
a
in the
crop
hair.
duster. I mean, all the
Oh,
things
the
we
crop
learned
duster
about
one, I
Lacie.
swear, every time gets me, man. I'm like, wow. That was, and you were so proud of that.
Well, you guys make me pick an answer.
Yeah, we
though.
do.
So it's not like I just crop dust for the fun of it.
Really
You were like,
happy about it.
You were like, choose this option or choose this option. I was like, yeah, I would crop dust, of course. And now you guys think all I do at News 9 is
it was the
crop
excitement with which you said it.
I don't think it's all you do. What I really hope is that, if Deep Hayne comes in a little early, you walk by and give him a crop dust.
Yeah, I'll make him pay for it for sure.
He's earned it. Is there anything that people think about you that's wrong? Like misconceptions about you or your job or something like that? You're just like, I don't think people get that. XYZ.
I think a lot of people assume that I'm super stuck up and hoity-toity and elitist.
Not at all.
And I'm really not.
No.
I'm actually the opposite. I don't really know how I fell into this job. I absolutely love it, but I'm not those things. And maybe they've met someone who is like that, or maybe they just assume we're like that. And so I think that's one of the biggest comments I get is, you're so down to earth.
Yeah.
You're so normal.
Yeah.
And you talk about things that kind of, make you more real,
I think that's one of the things, and I've told you this before, so this isn't like I'm sucking up, but I think that's one of the reasons that everybody does have this connection with you is you're okay to be real. You're okay to talk about crop dusting. But, no, I mean,
For real, though, most people can't play like that.
Right, but then have to turn around and give maybe the worst news ever to somebody.
Super serious stuff.
But I think that's why people just gravitate because you're real. Because I think for so many of us, I mean, whether it's a local or national, you just feel like all they're doing is they're just talking heads.
Yeah. And
there is no personality.
Absolutely. And there's no self, what's it called?
Deprecation?
Yeah. Like,
gotta be able to
I just
poke fun
go
at
there.
yourself.
You have to be
Yeah.
able to, because we're all real. And so if I'm portraying that I'm perfect and do nothing wrong or blah, 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 man, I can't connect to someone like that. But if I'm just like, here I am, it's me, and we're in this together, whether we're laughing about something or crying about a serious matter. So I try to be authentic, because there was a time in my career where I tried to be perfect. And I was awful at my job. I messed up constantly. I couldn't really connect with the viewer because I was trying so hard to be cookie cutter, which when I first started, that's kind of what they wanted.
Yeah.
And then I just realized if I'm going to succeed in this, I just have to be myself. And I'm either going to make it or break it. And either way, at least I'll be being me in the moment.
I think
So,
the perception has changed. Like, you were trained, you need to know all the professional stuff, how to do things by the book or something like that. But like, maybe it's because we have social media more and we're just seeing more people. Like, you have to have that genuine connection to people. It instills more trust rather than taking it away. I don't know if it's always been like that. It might have been.
I don't know. You know what? Social media wasn't around when I started my career.
Right.
I mean, I've been at it for a minute. So you might be onto something that now with social media, you have to be authentic or people just don't connect and they don't want to hear from you.
Yeah,
Right.
you really need people to trust what you're saying.
Yes.
So, yeah,
and it's okay to trust me even if I am not perfect and even if I don't, do exactly the cookie cutter thing. And somehow being myself has actually made me even better at my job.
Yeah, and I think that is something about being live. Like it's not going to be perfect.
It's
And there's
not
some
gonna
sort
be
of
perfect.
There's some
Yeah.
sort of charm to that.
Mhm.
I don't know. It allows other people to make mistakes if they see you make a
Yes.
mistake, and I always tell Jeff, like, okay, well, that didn't go, like, let's just lean into it.
Yeah.
Let's make fun of ourselves. Like,
Yes.
hey, we thought that was great. It was not great.
Yeah.
Like,
There's times at work where, we go on the air so early. We go on the air at 4:30. We're supposed to be there at 3:30. So we're waking up at 2:15. Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm backtracking the time. Well, all of us at some point have overslept our alarm on the morning show. And we kind of have a pact with each other. Like, we're going to make fun of you. Yeah. Go ahead and make fun of me. Because we're real.
Yeah.
And so we try to be really authentic in that way.
well, and yes, and other people out there are falling asleep through their alarms too. So,
Yes,
it's
that's what I
It's
mean.
relatable.
You said something. You fell into this career. So did you not go to like journalism school or anything like that?
I did, but growing up, I never wanted to be a journalist, didn't want to write, nothing. I wanted to either be a doctor or maybe an attorney because I was really good at arguing.
Yeah, I'll bet you are. I'll bet you are.
And then I realized I didn't want to do either of those two things. It was a lot of schooling, and I went to college with no idea of what I wanted to do. I got my basics all the way through, and then it comes to a time where you have to declare a major. And that's when I finally declared. And it was me and my parents sitting down, and they're like, Lacie, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. They said, what are you good at? And I said, and they said, you love telling stories, whether that's a punchline in a joke or just, relaying stories, finding out someone's history. And I said, yeah. And I was always kind of good at slapping research papers together. I could type one out in no time and have 10 pages.
That's fine.
And I always did crossword puzzles. I've always liked words.
Do you still do them?
Still to this day. I am a nerd. I'm
Oh,
telling
that
you,
is
love them.
fun.
And so my parents said, well, what, you were an athlete in school. What if you became a sports reporter? And I was like, I could do that. So I went into it wanting to do sports, not news. So I go all the way through college. I wrote for the college newspaper doing sports, all the sports. I had a sports talk show in college. And then I go to get my first job and no one would hire me. Yep, in the real world.
Wow.
And so I've got all these tapes that I was supposed to send out. No one's calling me back. And I just thought, I don't know what to do. And my parents said, well, could you get a job at a news station and wait for a sports job at that station to open? I thought, okay. So I got my first job and I was doing this news thing. I don't know, just wasting time trying to get by. And then I loved it. So I really fell into this. Like,
wow.
God had a plan the whole time.
Yeah, sure.
But it wasn't my plan. And I truly just fell into this thing that I absolutely love.
That's really cool. I never planned to get in radio either. It
Yeah.
just,
I
through
tell
a series of
parents-
events, it just kind of happened.
I tell parents this all the time when they're freaked out about my kid doesn't know what he wants to do. What is he going to do with his life? And I'm like, I didn't know until I was 21, and then even then the thing I declared for wasn't what I went into. So it's
Right.
going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be
you
okay.
still worked in some
Work
sort
towards
of
something and
but
knowledge.
a lot of people I know have degrees and stuff that is not at all related
They
to
didn't
what
even
they're
go into that
doing
field.
at all.
Exactly.
So yeah, don't stress out.
Yep,
parents.
business degree over here.
Yeah, look at you doing
How much
radio.
business am I doing?
What business do you have doing
Right?
radio?
I couldn't tell you about business law to
So
save my life today,
professional.
man.
That's what Jeff's known for.
Yeah.
Professionalism.
Yeah, I am so. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, that's a great segue into bloopers. I want to talk
Okay.
about
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Okay? Professionalism. I want to ask you a two-parter. What is the best blooper you made,
Got it.
or worse?
Okay.
What is the best blooper you were on set for?
Been a part of. Got it. Got both.
Okay.
Remember I told you words matter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my best blooper, I was trying to say on camera, Walmart fights crime. What came out was Walmart farts. And I just busted out laughing. My co-anchor, Stan Miller, at the time, turned around in his chair, couldn't even look at me. He was
Right.
laughing so hard. And we just made a moment out of it.
Well, you kind of have to.
And I tried to jump out in front of it early enough. So I cut that audio myself and put it out on social media
There you go.
to try to control it and not get
Walmart
fired. And I swear that clip shows up in so many blooper reels.
Oh, yeah.
All over, even now. And then the one I was a part of that is the funniest is my co-anchor, Robin Marsh. She was trying to say porch pirates, and what came out, and she punched it. She said porn pirates.
Yes, I was hoping that was going to be the answer.
It is.
Jeff's favorite.
Because you know what? That clip made it all the way to Jimmy Fallon's national top blooper. And it was one of 4 clips, and luckily we didn't win because I don't know if best winner or loser. I don't really know.
Like that wins.
Yeah.
How do you decide that?
So we were in the top 4 is what I tell people. But we laughed and laughed and laughed. And she's to this day does not know why she said that. And we still giggle about it. It's just so funny.
Well, again, when you're live, whatever comes out.
And you got to go with. And I will tell you, if folks listening to this haven't listened to 104.1, especially during our morning show, you'll hear it. I play it as often as I can.
Yep.
Every chance I get, Lacie, so you know, I play it.
Porn pirates.
Yes.
Yeah. And then she walked off and left me on camera. And I'm like, I'm not even the one that said it. Now it's my face associated with it.
That is hilarious.
What else did you want to ask? Did you have another question?
This one, we do the would you rather. You were talking about always make you. So let's do one on you about would you rather hunt or fish? Which one would you, if you only could do one, because we know you love the outdoors, which one would you rather do?
That is so hard. Okay, this might surprise people. I would say I would do fishing for the rest of my life and no longer hunt.
I wondered that.
Because you can do that until the day you die.
Yes.
It is just so easy on your body. Whereas hunting, like I love hunting and right now it's all hunting. But I realize years, decades to come, my body may not be able to anymore. So I would have to say fishing.
Yeah.
You certainly take advantage of it while you can do it.
I know.
How
every
often do
moment.
you
hunt? It depends on the season that we're in. But like during deer season, it's every weekend and sometimes during the week. I will get done at News 9 at 11 o'clock and I'll be in the deer stand by 2 o'clock that afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when we're not in season, obviously we're not hunting. And then fishing, I used to fish all the time. And now that I'm a stepmom with stepkids that have their own activities,
your free time's kind of
I don't have any free time anymore. Long
What,
story short.
free time? What are you trying to say?
Long story short.
What's been your biggest get of the season so far?
Probably it was pheasant hunting as a family, and our 17-year-old got his first pheasant.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
it was him by himself. He was the one that shot, so we know it was all him. And just to see, like, he'd been putting in the years and the time and the effort, and it finally came together for him.
Have you been doing it your whole life?
No, my dad tried to get me to hunt when I was a kid, and it just didn't take. I don't know, it's too cold or whatever.
Yes.
And so it didn't take. So I fished all my life. And then when I moved to Oklahoma, I gave it another try and absolutely fell in love with it. So I've been hunting for 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know. Everyone thinks I've done it all my life. I'm just ate up with it.
Can I brag? Can I show
Go
that?
ahead. Show it. Jeff's showing off the
Dang,
picture of his
Jeff.
cat.
When'd you catch that?
That was 10 killer.
Oh, my gosh.
What kind of fish is it?
That's a bass.
That's a bass. That's
Yeah.
a good bass. Did you get to weigh it by chance? Or
You know what? No, we didn't.
That's a good-looking fish.
10 killer is catch and release.
Yes. So. Dang, that's awesome. I have not caught a good fish this year. I'm not going to lie.
I
the camera can't
don't
focus
want to touch fish. Oh, you got to
I don't want to touch fish.
I can bring Lacie, though. You can take them off.
You know what you can always do is just get a little towel and put it around your finger, and
you can still feel moving.
You know
what?
Yeah.
Although we give you a hard time about you not being a fisherman, when we did the fishing story with Chuck Justice, you did great.
The excitement of the catch,
you did
of
great.
actually getting one and then being able to. I understand the sport of it.
Yeah.
It's just the fish. I just don't want to touch.
I get that.
Fish.
I don't love touching a fish. I just do it because you have to.
You do. That's how you get the credit.
It kind of has an ick feeling to it, though. I get it.
No.
I know.
She wouldn't kiss it either.
Well, and sometimes
I
when I hook it in and I'm trying to get I get real squirmy because I think the fish is going to squirm and I'm going to stab myself with the treble hook or something.
Yes.
Like it's always a kind of a fear, but it's not like I like doing it.
I think it's good. When I was little, my friend's dad would fish and then he'd come and scale them and there'd just be like scales all over the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think I'm traumatized.
I think so too. That's what it sounds like.
And I saw a deer hanging up once that they were.
And that could traumatize you.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not. You don't want to just walk into
context.
some sort of garage and you're like, ooh, scarred for life.
That's why they have people that do that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to ease into some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, one more. I just thought of one. Okay. If you weren't doing TV, what would you do?
Oh man.
Now, I know that the radio bug has kind of bit you a little bit.
We've talked about that before. This is so hard. I really think I could be an attorney.
I think you'd probably be a
like,
good
I
one.
love research. I love knowledge, just knowing things. Like growing up, we played Trivial Pursuit as a family. Like that was our fun times, was just useless knowledge. You know what I mean? So I love learning and knowing things. And if I could use it in a way to argue, to help someone, I think I could do that. But I wouldn't want to go to school for it.
It's all the
Could I do it without having to go to school?
You should be like a legal assistant or secretary, so you don't
like
have
as far as I can go without like the law degree.
Exactly. And you're still getting to help. You're still going to do the research and the writing and all that kind of stuff. That'd be perfect.
I could do that, or something with kids. I love being around kids and just like encouraging them to, try new things and learn new things and expand their minds. So I don't know if I could run like a fishing clinic, if I could actually support myself.
That would be cool.
I think that would be the best. Yeah.
You give out good mentor vibes.
Thanks.
You do.
Yeah, she really does.
I just have a lot of experience that I would love to share. Like there's young people in our newsroom and I'm like, hey, speaking from experience, you may not want to send that email. Think about it, sit on it for the weekend. And if you're still good to go on Monday, stuff like that. And it's literally because I'm like, learn from my experience. I'm telling you, think twice about that.
Yes. I find that fulfilling too. I wanted to ask you a couple questions as well. The first one, how do you treat yourself?
Oh, treat yourself.
Treat
okay.
yourself.
I do massages. That's like my jam.
Mine too.
You want to recommend a spot?
Yeah, I got some good ones. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Do I say it right now?
Yeah.
Or tell you later. Her name's Kim Reber.
Where
She's
at?
right off Broadway Extension over here in Wilshire.
Is she just
fabulous?
Her own?
She's her own.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was like the masseuse for the Energy FC when they were still here. So she's awesome.
Massages are your jam.
They're amazing. And then I do facials, which kind of is a face massage if you really think about it. So, and then I paint my nails. I did have
you paint them or you get them done?
I get them done. I'm sorry. I did have a stylist one time say, like, you got to do something with those fingers, girl. So I get them painted because they told me to, but it does feel nice. Like, it's a treat yourself.
Was that like a backhanded, like, your fingers are ugly, you better do something with them?
I think it was just like, you got to get them like polished.
Okay.
Like,
I was like,
yes,
what is
I think she thought I wasn't totally put together. So she says, get your nails done.
No, I got this last time. He was like, you cut your own toenails? And I said, yeah. And he goes, don't do that anymore. In his defense, he did have a point because you pull them up and they look even from you, and then you straighten it back.
Like,
they're kind of going off to the side a little bit. All right, he had a point. I couldn't argue that.
That's pretty good.
I did go back.
That's why
to
I
him
won
after
Best
that.
Toes. Remember, you and I won Best Toes.
You cheated.
I think you gave yourself that title.
Okay, actually, he did win. Okay, we both went for pedicure. Well, he went for a pedicure.
I went for pedicure, yeah.
I did it myself. So I drew my own little Christmas tree on there with my own paints. Wow. He got a decal from a professional. So, of course, his looked better.
Yeah.
But, like, I put in all the effort.
I love that you got a pedicure, though. Doesn't that feel so good?
He does it all the time.
I know.
Pedicures.
My husband, I made him go, and he's all big and manly, and he's like, holy cow, that felt so good.
It's so good for everybody. And we need to get rid of this
guys'
stigma.
Feet need it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Actually, everybody's does.
Everybody's does, but
I was probably like your husband. I was like, no, there's no way I'm doing that. Until you get one, it's life-changing.
Yeah, they clean it, they do it all, they
and
massage.
Yeah.
It feels good, and then it's like, okay, that was a little pampering. All right.
Yes.
And the feet are the foundation of the body.
Thank
it's
you,
important
Rachael.
to take care of
Amen.
your feet.
Yeah.
That's why you should learn to walk correctly.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other situation.
Yeah, that'll be on another podcast.
What is something that's making your life easier right now? Whether that's...
It's a curbside grocery pickup.
Oh, you already know.
Curbside
grocery. Okay.
So our boys are 14 and 17. They are eating us out of house and home.
Yes, they are.
So I go through curbside grocery pickup probably 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, I'm not filling up for the whole month in each trip. I'm doing kind of days at a time, but they are eating days of food at a time.
My
so
goodness.
that is, I've incorporated that into my life. And I think the minimum is like $35, which is like 2 items these days.
Yes.
So every time I'm like,
have you thought about the delivery option?
Yeah, but I'm cheap, and I think
Feel
it's like
a
an extra
bougie?
$10. So I'm like, and it's on the way home. So I'm like, I'm literally going that way, pull off,
That makes sense.
get the groceries, go home. If I didn't live near it, I probably would.
Okay, well, I have no excuses.
I'm not trying to shame you.
I'm like a mile away, but I'm like, can y'all bring it to me?
Can you bring
please?
it to me?
But it's because I'm bad at. Okay, you know what you need though. Apparently, yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I don't. I will just wander around.
Well, we have like our list of regulars. These boys eat so much food.
I'm laughing because I lived what you're telling me. Okay.
Yes, it's so true. And you're just like, oh, I bought that pizza for the whole family. Did you eat it on
That was
your
my
own?
snack.
Yeah, he's like, that was my snack before
home.
dinner.
Yeah.
That was my first dinner.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for second dinner now. So we have like our regulars. And then if I do cook something out of the ordinary, then I'll add some things on there.
So,
but it's all on the app.
Yeah.
I mean, I am lazy. So the app and then curbside pickup, that's my jam.
It really is where it's at. I think that's a good pro tip if anybody's been holding off.
What about you guys?
It's worth it.
Do y'all have any pro tips? Like what's making your life easier right now?
That's a good question. The groceries for sure. Because I waste a lot of time not knowing what I want. Very indecisive.
Yeah.
Jeff, you got one that pops off?
I'm surprised you're not giving me crap over this already. DoorDash, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
You've been cutting it back though.
Yeah,
You've been doing good.
we have been cutting it back. Yeah, it's really just Janet and I, so it's easier sometimes to DoorDash. We do the delivery for the groceries.
Oh.
I will say one of the things I thought at first was crazy because when it shows up, I just lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But Janet got us on this Amazon like quarterly.
The restock.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's what it is.
So you get
it's
like your paper towels.
paper towels, toilet paper.
Yeah.
I mean, deodorant. I mean, all the things that you. Once a quarter, it's delivered.
Okay.
Now, it's crazy because there's so much that it's like you
my
can't even
gosh.
get into the house.
Yeah.
But man, I will tell you, it's nice because it's like you don't feel like you're running it. You don't feel like every time, hey, we got to go to the grocery store and pick up the...
You're not digging out the napkins because
Yes.
you've run out of toilet paper?
Yeah, yes,
Not that I would
right?
know about that.
That's what our kids do. They do not tell me when they're down to the last roll. They tell me when they pulled the last square off the last roll. And I'm like,
Right.
what was your plan
We're way
here,
late
dude?
now.
I just forgot to tell you.
Wait till you hear, I'm going to use my sock
I
again.
know. They say, like, I'm going to use this hand towel. And so I just remove
my
all the
gosh.
hand towels. I'm like,
Right.
figure this one out.
Gosh. The one that came to mind for me is my to-do list app. I'm obsessed with
I love
this.
to-do lists.
Jeff's laughing because, like, literally, it is everything in my life. If it doesn't get on the to-do list, it's probably not going to get
Do you have your
done.
sound up?
Oh, yeah,
Is that
I
just
do.
your calendar and your phone? Or is
No,
that-
this is a separate app because
Okay.
I don't like calendars. I have to enter too much information. I don't know. This is really simple. It lets me categorize, like, is this for work? Is it a personal thing? Is it a routine?
Mhm.
And see, record with Lacie. I can mark it off. Hold on.
Listen,
Oh, it was quiet.
it does give you a satisfying,
Hold on,
like you
I'll-
mocked it
Not
off
like
the
you've
list.
really achieved something.
just
Nice.
felt like
Yeah.
So that makes me feel good about myself. And then after you do so many, it's like, oh, you're a taskmaster.
you're
or
a
something. I'm
achiever.
like,
Yeah.
I'm getting it all done.
I'm just killing life right now.
And I also can't stand little notification icon bubbles on
Same.
here.
Oh.
So
Same. The red
until
buttons.
those are cleared off, I
Yeah.
will get everything done on that list
Yeah.
because it's driving me nuts.
I know.
So
I'm
it's
the
effective.
same. I'm the same.
Okay.
Robin Marsh has red buttons on every app that she owns. She has like 619 text messages that are just
It
unchecked.
stresses me out.
41 voicemails she's never listened to. And I get so stressed
That's
out.
my son-in-law.
Oh my gosh, how do they operate this way?
And it was everything. I mean, every app had a red
Something.
bubble.
Yeah,
Every
notifications.
app.
I know. That eats at my soul.
How do
Yes.
you know when you got something new? Like, what?
How do you know?
when
Yeah,
need
I'm
to
like,
check
what
it?
if those
Like,
people needed you? Like, how do you know they don't need you?
Right.
You haven't even looked at it.
Right.
You're like, oh, I'll look at it later. And I'm like, some of these go back months that you've never checked.
I'm so glad we're all on the same
Yes,
page.
we're
with
all on
that.
the same page.
Okay, one last thing.
Okay.
We always do these cards. They're called Tell Me More cards. They're just kind of
Let's do 3 of them this time.
conversation
Yeah.
starters. We'll let Lacie pick. Just draw one out. We
Okay.
don't know what we're gonna get.
Okay.
Don't look at it yet.
The only
Don't
the
look
only,
at it?
Yeah, hang on.
The only rule is you only can pass if it's just too personal,
personal.
and you don't
Okay.
feel open to sharing that in public. Otherwise, you can't pass just because it's hard and you don't know.
Okay.
All right, who do we want to go first? Do we want Lacie, or
Let's
do you
let
want us
Lacie
to
go first.
or do you want us to go first so she gets how it works?
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
What's a personal goal you're working toward?
Okay.
Who wants to go? Anybody have one?
I'll go.
Okay.
Losing weight.
What are you doing?
Is that what you meant? Or
Yeah,
no?
no,
Too
that's
personal?
absolutely
Okay.
it. What are you? How are you accomplishing your goal? What are you doing?
I am doing Weight Watchers, and if anyone is looking for, like, it's a great app.
Point system.
And
yes.
if you follow it, and it still lets you eat, it kind of shows you how much we eat, honestly, in a day.
Yes.
And so if you just eat within the constraints that it says, doesn't say what you can and can't eat, then you will lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. And it's working for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just on this morning shift. It's hard.
Yeah.
We're kind of killing our bodies
Yes.
already. You
Mhm.
become more sedentary because you're tired all the time. And I'm getting older. So
yeah, gained 10 pounds when I took over
weight.
this morning shift.
I think I gained 15 the first time that I
Yeah.
took over the shift. And then life makes you fluctuate.
Certainly does.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. And eating is key. I like the Weight Watchers because I think people can get hung up on calories or macros, and it kind of takes care of all that for you.
All
where
in
you're just
one
thinking
thing.
about one point system. It just makes it so simple.
And if you want to spend all 23 points on McDonald's, you can do it.
Yes. I hate the if you tell me I can't do something, even if I wouldn't have wanted to before, then I have to have it.
Right.
I never think
whole
about
deal.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
You tell me I can't have it, then that's all I think about. So there's no restrictions. It's just you're supposed to stay within your number. I think that's awesome.
What about you guys?
I think for me, I'm really trying to be a better, just overall person as far as, slowing down enough to actually, I mean, sometimes I think we get so busy that you're trying to be nice. I mean, that's really where I'm trying to go. This is be nice, but you get so busy, you feel like I'll get to you in a minute.
Don't take
let
the
me
time
finish
to be
this.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I just need to stop and go, okay, what?
Trying to be present with people.
Yeah. Not necessarily waste time, because there are
Right,
times
of
you need to say,
course.
hey, look, I need to get this done. Can I talk to you in a minute? But sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, well, I'll say, keep talking, I'm listening while I'm working.
Yes.
I'm really not listening.
Yeah.
And I'm probably sending that vibe that, you really don't matter enough to me to,
I only half care. Yeah.
right? So I'm
That's a good one.
really working
That's
on
good.
that.
I catch myself, my mind will wander a lot. So people will be telling me something important. I'm like, oh, they said that. And then it'll just go, and I'm like, focus on what
I
they're
know.
like, be
Yeah.
here with them. They're speaking to you. But yeah, I struggle.
I've
with
noticed I
just-
have I don't know what the threshold is, but I will be listening. And then eventually I just find myself like on my phone.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, how did that happen? It's like subconsciously. So just being present and like, I'm looking at your eyes and having a conversation.
Well, I was going to
That's
say,
so
she brought
true.
that up. Every time I'm looking at you, I'm looking right in your eyes.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be engaged.
good.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I've said it on here before, but I'm still trying to do things that kind of make me uncomfortable. I'm just trying to get, if you're going to make forward progress in life, you're going to have to
Step
get into
out,
some
yeah.
discomfort here. So I'm trying to ease myself into discomfort with lower level things that aren't really that big of a deal.
Yeah. Like what's an example, if you don't mind?
Like eating alone at a restaurant.
Okay.
I did that the other day. I went down to Medicine Park and I was like, I could just like stop by the Mickey D's and grab. I was like, but I kind of just want to sit down and enjoy. But I always feel like people are like, oh, look at that sad girl over there by herself. But I'm just like, okay.
I'm not sad,
First of
though.
all, they probably don't actually even think that. But even if they did, what do I care?
Yeah.
That's what I'm not. So that's just their perception. They're allowed that. So like, it's such a little thing, but we
That's a
get
good
hung
one.
up on little things like, oh, what if they like lifting weights at the gym, trying new machines? I don't want somebody to see me struggle with how do I reset the seat or how
I'm supposed
which
to know
thing do I
everything
pull
going
it? Or
into
like,
it.
oh no, look at her, she tried too much weight and now she's like, ugh,
And the
she had to
reality
go
is
back and fix
no
it.
one's watching. No one
No one
cares.
cares.
I know,
Honestly,
but you feel like they do.
They do. And
Yeah.
if they are, because sometimes I do watch people do this, but I'm just like, really, my inward thought is like, okay, it's not just me that doesn't know how to use that. Or like, good for them. They're trying something hard.
Yeah.
Like, I respect them for doing a thing because I know I would do the same thing.
Can you make that face again for the...
So yeah, little things like that, because eventually I'm going to have to do something that's super uncomfortable. And I feel like if you just get used to
Baby steps.
discomfort, then when the big stuff comes along, you're just like, well,
not
I've
as
done hard
hard.
things. I can do this.
Yeah,
hard
power
thing.
through.
That's
Yeah.
really,
So-
God, those are deep. Yeah.
Okay, here's this one. What's a belief that has a personal meaning to you?
Oh,
Ooh, I got to think about
Yeah.
that. What's a belief that has a personal meaning to you?
I think mine, because I saw it while you guys were chit-chatting. I think it just is the golden rule. Make sure that that's my belief that it's personal. Do unto others. Because, I mean, we always talk about how did they do that to me? Well, because they're not thinking about you. So I don't want to be them asking, how did he do that to me?
right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
So I do try to, and you know I do.
Yeah.
And we're not perfect, but I do. I try to make sure that just, treat everybody halfway decent.
I think mine is along that line too. Like, people have inherent value. They can be mean and nasty. In our line of work, occasionally you run across mean and nasty
Yeah, we do.
people. But that doesn't make them less valuable than
Right.
someone else. So I just try to honor people as human being, like a level of respect there that even if you come at me, I can make it not about me. Like, that's, you don't know me. Whatever is coming at me is you. You know what I mean? Whatever is happening with you. So I try to find like some level of respect for everyone. I think if everybody tried to do that, gave of themselves, I think there would be enough. I I think that's just one of I always feel like, okay, well, if I have it, I can give it. Like, I have it so I can give it away. So I don't know. I try to let that drive my things a little bit.
Yeah.
Did that
I have a couple
for you to come up with?
I have a couple of different, like my mind's going a couple of different ways. I think one is give people the benefit of the doubt or assume positive intent, kind of same thing. And it came out of a tragic family situation. My grandmother had a heart attack and she was rushed to the hospital in the back of an ambulance and they were pumping on her heart. And my mom was driving really frantically behind the ambulance. Now, what a lot of people didn't realize was that was her loved one. And all they saw was someone speeding, looking impatient, trying to get around. And I always remember thinking like, man, I now realize that you never know what someone's going through, what storm, what immediate thing they're rushing to or they have no patience for. And you just never know what the real story is. And until that moment, and my grandmother didn't make it, unfortunately, but until that moment, I don't think I ever thought about that. You know, you think like, oh, what's their issue, driving or anything in life, you know? And it's like, man, you just never know what someone's going through. And that one really latches on. So you said something that kind of triggered that. And then the other thing is, if you have it, give it. I think it's kind of on the same thing that you were saying. If you've been blessed, bless someone else with it. Yeah. And, you know, there's been times in my life where, I mean, money was paycheck to paycheck, just down to the last few cents in my checking account. Someone comes along and they really want you to make a donation. And I'm like, I just don't have any. And then I just think, okay, trust God. Yeah, and you know, this is a long time ago, but I wrote a check and the check didn't cash until after I got paid. So I'm like, it worked. And I'm not telling you to like bounce checks. Don't bounce I just checks. Mean like every time that I have given of myself and thought, oh, I hope I can cover this or afford this or give this much, whether that's money, time, effort. Yeah, whatever. It always ends up for the good. Yes. And so I feel like just putting back out into the universe. No, that's good. Goodness, you know. Really good. If you've been blessed, pass it along. Yes, absolutely. So those were good. All right, what's yours? Okay, mine. What's something you find embarrassing?
Well, that's hard. I'm hard to embarrass. What do I find embarrassing?
You are hard to embarrass, actually.
Because again, just lean in. If you mess up, just lean. Who cares? Everybody does it. What do I?
I'll tell you one that is probably going to blow your mind. Okay. Debates and people bickering. I get really uncomfortable. Yes. Yeah. Like I can't handle it. So a lot of people are like, hey, did you watch the debate for X, Y? No, because I like get like anxiety at people going at it. A movie and acting is one thing. I don't get uncomfortable in that. Actual real life situation. I get so embarrassed for them. Like I almost can't even watch, like physically I have to turn my eyes away. So I do not like watching any types of debates or any type where people are going at it, like screaming at each other.
Yeah, I have had that kind of reaction.
Is that weird?
Like TV stuff and like,
I'm just like, oh my God, divert your eyes.
This is
divert your eyes. Out. Yeah.
I mean, I've said it 100 times over. The Kardashians, I don't know if that's embarrassing, but it honestly, it pisses me off. Is what it does. I watch that and I just cannot. I have to, like, the times I've seen it, it's not my choice. I've walked into a room, it's on. I have to leave because I get furious because it's just not real life. And it's like, how are you even saying these things with a straight face? You're so far removed from what
reality
Joe Blow is doing. What is how is it phrased again?
What's something you find embarrassing?
Okay, I thought of one that's totally different than both of yours. Okay.
Well, no, I haven't come up with mine
yet.
You
know when people they ask if you know about something and you're like, yeah, or you didn't quite hear them and you go and then they ask more questions. You're like, oh,
we're in this now.
I have no clue.
You can either BS your way through it or you just have to admit, like, I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Smiling and nodding, like, yeah, I know all about that band. I know that one. How does it go? Like,
that's right.
Refresh my memory. Tell me, sing me some of the words. Yep, it's that one. I know that one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Sometimes people think I'm different people from the TV station. They'll be like, "Hey, Amanda," And rather than just correct them, I get embarrassed about my own name, I guess. And so I'm like, hi. And then they're like saying things like, oh, I love when you're on the 10 p.m. news. And I'm like, me too. And I keep going with it rather than just addressing like, oh, that's my coworker. I'm actually Lacie. Why do I do that? Like, I'm embarrassed to correct them. Yes. I have a lot of secondhand embarrassment, I guess.
I want you to feel bad about it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to live this lie.
Right? Sure. Yeah.
PM is
Carl's
so
great.
Much better. I would hate getting up in the morning every day.
Yeah, that would be the worst. Okay, I thought of one.
Okay, what's yours? What's something you find embarrassing?
It's not fun. It was, and it happened to me. We were out doing a live broadcast. We were picking up and getting ready to leave.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah, you do. And I've been over to pick up the block rocker, which is the big speaker we use. And as I've been over, I went, yeah. I mean, loud, okay? And as I look to my right, there is a listener sitting right there.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, sorry. At this point, you cannot hide. There's no way you can. I mean, no.
You can't deny it.
You have to own it because. And so I'm like, this is so embarrassing. I was telling Rachael about it because she was in the van. We show up, 2 or 3 weeks later at a car dealership. The same lady comes back.
No.
She's walking in. I'm like, oh my God, that's that woman I farted in front of. Rachel goes, she must enjoy your scent. I'm like, stop.
Come back for another one.
I'm turning red right now. I can feel myself getting hotter.
That was good.
That was not good. We can't have Lacie back anymore to do these cards. She can come back and do
Sure
everything else, but
That's
no.
a fun cards. I like that.
Yeah,
Wait, can I tell him the embarrassing question that you asked me in the car out of context?
Fine.
Okay. Let's. We were just driving along doing We're in the State or something like
Yep.
that.
And what did he say?
We were having a conversation. I don't even remember what about, but it had been like 2 minutes since anybody had said anything at all. And then Jeff just goes, how do you feel about BJ's? I was like, excuse me? He's like, the restaurant. I'm at the restaurant.
And I swear to God, I did. I swear. Lacie, look at me. Look at me, Lacie. Tell everybody listening right now, I'm telling the truth.
I have secondhand embarrassment right now.
I was like, well, there we go. HR is going to get in on this one.
Feels like a really personal question, though.
That is so funny.
The menu's too big. Final answer is that the menu is too big.
I was just going to say, I'm not trying to slam a place, a business, but I'm not a fan. And so I was just curious if it was...
You had this whole conversation in your head, but what came out was that one line.
Yes, yeah, so that was the problem. I already thought we had been talking about, the restaurant.
You weren't having this conversation in my head too? Makes perfect sense. Yeah. So, yeah, that one comes back as
That's
an
how we're going to
moment.
end this one?
I think it's
pretty
the
good.
perfect way to end it.
That's pretty memorable.
I can't believe I let you do that. That is the most embarrassing thing ever.
Well, you always have right to cut it out. But that doesn't mean that I will.
Yeah, but you do the editing, so that's not fair.
Thanks for coming in, Lacie.
This was fun.
Was it okay? Did you have fun?
I did. It's just kind of fun to talk, and you get to learn new things about each other.
Chat, and we had longer than 3 minutes before we brought you on the air to do it this time.
I know. I always try to catch up with my whole life in the 2 minutes before we go live on the radio. So,
well, we can have her back. We can do that.
If she'll come back.
I'll come back.
Okay,
yeah. I'm excited to see who else
you learn more about BJ's and stuff. What are you talking about?
I'm excited to see who else you guys bring in, though. It's kind of interesting just to ask, people questions about their lives that might not be known.
Who else do we need to bring in from Newsnight? David?
Well, obviously.
He said he'll
David
do stuff as long as we don't
stories.
make him wake up.
I was going to say, yeah.
He could do this. He could do 10:30.
He can talk.
I love David, but we would have to ask one question. He could go.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because he tells a story and it reminds him of 7 other stories.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell you all of them.
Well, that'll make our job easier, right?
And then it's like, all I said was, hi, David. And he's like, oh, okay.
And thanks for coming in, David.